Hi beautiful. I know many of my subscribers are in the Northern Hemisphere and I myself am soon heading to Europe for a summer holiday, so I'm pretty excited to examine some 2026 summer trends today. A disclaimer, my criteria for my recommendations are completely biased, of course. I personally favor a simple, neutral aesthetic. I will be examining each trend also based on longevity and practicality. So the first trend is heeled and or wedged thongs. They are such a no for me. I have to start with a would you like the controversial opinion? Well, I just think they're ugly. I just hate the way they look. Now, do you want my mother's opinion? They're not very practical. They're not very safe to walk in. There's not a lot of security keeping your foot in place. Accidents are bound to happen in such shoes. Balloon pants. Wide pants that are gathered at the bottom. They have a huge amount of volume, hence the term balloon. I guess they're a bit of a play on the harem pant, which is pretty big in the early Y2K period. And I kind of see their appeal. I think they're kind of cute in a way, but I do think that the shape could be somewhat challenging for many people, and you would have to be really careful about the kind of top and shoes that you wear with such pants, which in my opinion makes them a challenging piece to own. I would personally opt for a palazzo pants, a wide pant that is just loose around the ankle. It gives you many more styling options, and yes, they're not exactly very fashionable right now, but they are the kind of pant that continue to make the trend cycles. So inevitably at some point they will be trendy again, and honestly, who cares? If you look hot in wide leg pants, just wear wide leg pants. The third trend is lace trim silk shorts, and I have to say I do have a bit of a weakness for this trend. I guess I remember living through the era of fashion where lingerie inspired pieces were quite trendy, but I will give you a warning, with mass production being as it is and these shorts being such a viral sensation, I do believe that many of the pairs that are being sold are made of really low quality fabrics. Make sure that they are made out of a thicker silk or a thicker viscose. Be cautious not to purchase these in a fabric that is too flimsy. They will not last you longer than the season. I recently gave some silk pants that I myself accidentally damaged a makeover to look like these trend shorts. If you would like to see the video of how I altered those pants, then head over to my Patreon community. There are lots of videos there. There's a brand new one every week, ad-free, and you can see many of the details of what and how I do in my life. A massive thank you to my Patreon community. I could not do this without you. Another bit of a viral trend are these built-up jelly shoes. I understand why that pattern is attractive, but I do think these will be easy to break, and I have great doubts about how comfortable they could potentially be being made out of, I don't know, what are they made out of? Of course, they're not the friendliest for the environment either, and I anticipate this is another throwaway trend. As with the lace shorts, I have been seeing so many inexpensive versions of these, which to me again indicates that they are not anticipated to be around for long. They have that disposability built into them. If you enjoy the cross-hatch texture, what I would do is invest in a similar leather pair. There are lots of leather ballet flats out there that do something quite similar, and they will have far more longevity. You will be able to enjoy them for far longer. Silk scarf inspired clothing. So yes, you are familiar with the expensive, luxurious patterned silk scarf. A classic in anyone's wardrobe, in my opinion. I think they're great investment pieces. But I am somewhat afraid of this trend, how it takes the concept of styling a silk scarf and simplifies the process by already being built into an outfit or a garment, or simply forming the shape of something. So you'll see lots of skirts, tops that incorporate the implication of the silk scarf just being thrown together. For me, this seems like a short-lived trend. Instead of buying a garment that looks like you took a scarf and assembled it on your body in a particular way, just actually get a proper high-quality silk scarf, something iconic that you will love forever. I find this trend to be somewhat redundant. It says something about the direction in which fashion is moving. It's a shortcut in meaning. It's a lazy version of the classic. It's a far better investment to just get a really good scarf that you can have forever and you can do all sorts of things with. Bermuda shorts. So Bermuda shorts are longer, slimmer silhouette shorts. And this is one that I personally would not wear because it's just not a flattering cut on my leg. So it's not for me. But I do think if you are someone with great legs or someone who doesn't care about your legs, you just happy to pull this look off, do it, because Bermuda shorts are pretty timeless. They're quite modest, so they can be adapted to a range of situations. I think they're much more versatile. They have far more longevity than something like the lace silky short. If it's for you, then this is a great timeless trend to invest in, because these always come back. And even if they don't, who cares? You're always gonna look great in a short that looks great on you and a simple shirt, maybe even a silk scarf. Matching print sets. Personally, I feel quite ambivalent about these just because I'm not a fan of pattern. But if you are someone who is a fan of pattern, but you still want to achieve more of a minimalist look, definitely go for the matching patterned sets. But don't do this unless you already love color and pattern. Pieces that I've seen have quite loud, colorful patterns, so they are a lot more difficult to style. As a general rule, patterns that have smaller shapes within them and have less color variety between the different colors within the pattern will look more subtle, more neutral. The patterns that are larger, where there is more contrast between the colors of the pattern, those will be the patterns that stand out more. So if you are looking for a more subtle look, definitely go for the smaller patterns with less color variety within them. And my final tip would be, if you are interested in this trend, to get a silhouette that already works for you. So if you are not sure about pattern, if you're being experimental, then at the very least rely on a silhouette that you already know and love. And finally, an accessory, the Raffia bag. Oh my gosh, you know I love a Raffia bag, you know I love a basket. I am so for this trend, and actually every single time I look at Raffia bags online, I want them all. Thank God I have minimized my impulsivity, because even just in the process of researching this video alone, I saw about 5 Raffia bags that I instantly wanted. I live on the coast in Western Australia. You need a Raffia bag at the beach, so it's practical for me, but I also love these as city bags. I think they look really chic with a more sophisticated outfit, because Raffia elements really tone the look down. So you could be wearing a tailored Bermuda short, a high quality shirt, and if you want to look a little bit more playful and casual, you can just throw in the Raffia bag, a pair of sandals, and suddenly the look is toned down. And I think that's the beauty of really good accessories, when they can help change the mood of something. The Raffia bag is the antidote to the other popular trend bag right now, the netted bag. Last year when I was in Greece, I saw some really beautiful netted bags that some friends had purchased in little shops on the island of Amorgos, and I was like, oh, that is so cute. The fact that you could see everything in your bag just really put me off. So that would be my number one opposition to one of those trendy netted bags. There's only so much discretion you can have, and for me, I think I'm a little bit OCD about having things look quite, what's the word? Consistent? I don't like having variety of things, objects. I like things to be streamlined. So for me, a bag that's netted and you can see every single thing in it looks chaotic. Isn't that right? Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. These are the 4 places you can find me at any single given time. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. Any interaction that you have with my video, whether it be liking the video or leaving a small comment, even if it's just an emoji, really helps me out. And if you've made it to the end of this video, hey, why don't you leave me a comment that says kitty cat, because you got to see Gary right at the end. Thank you so much in advance. Thank you for your support as always. I'll see you soon.